Hey guys, yeah, we have a dossier for a new creature. So the other day, they released this teaser image, which they usually do these mysterious mystery ones for creatures that are coming in like part of DLCs. They do like a bunch of these torn dossiers, and then, you know, like after a couple of weeks or whatever, we'll eventually get the DLC, and then we'll get the proper dossiers. Well, I don't know if this is part of a DLC because we just got the proper dossier, and a lot of people were kind of curious, like, what is this? Like, I had a couple little discussions with people about like what this could possibly be. There was a bunch of creatures in mind, and yeah, it's the, how do you pronounce this?
DEINONYCHUS.
DEINONYCHUS. I'm probably just gonna call it a Dino for now. So yeah, that's what it is. And here's the full-on dossier. There's a post about this on the ARC site. Yeah, this is awesome. And here's one thing that we should also note. Said on Twitter, literally just tweeted out saying that it's not a reskin, that it's an actual creature coming. So that's really cool to know. But yeah, let's just go through the dossier and kind of, I'll give my thoughts about it and everything, and we can kind of theorize when this could possibly be coming. But yeah, guys, hit the like button if you find yourself enjoying this one, and let's get into it. So let's just go on to the full-on dossier. So let's just take a little look at the pictures first. Yeah, kind of crazy stuff here. It looks like it's gonna be quite small, and it's definitely not gonna be a rideable creature. From what I've been seeing, this creature is actually a lot smaller than what people were thinking. People were thinking it's like raptor size. No, this looks like it's almost like Trudon size, to be honest. So yeah, it's just got a picture of it like jumping down on what looks to be maybe like a T-Rex here. And then you got another picture over here where it's a survivor with like a stick approaching one that I don't know if they play dead, but I don't know if that is dead or not. We'll see. And then we have the full-on DEINONYCHUS, the Dino, right here. And here is the torn dossier version that I reassembled. And it looks like they kind of changed the shading a little bit, but I think I did a pretty good job here. So, yeah, what do we know about this guy? Well, they're probably a small creature. That's just my opinion right now, but they essentially like jump around and ambush you. So it's gonna be somewhat similar to, I would say, like a cross between an Archa and a Microraptor, but it's probably gonna be a little bit bigger than that. So they're essentially gonna be like jumping out of like hiding places, probably mainly in the redwood forest, I'd say, and they can like jump between ledges and kind of get to a higher spot. And then obviously they're gonna ambush you, which is gonna be kind of crazy because there's already enough creatures in the game that actually do this, but it makes more sense to have more and more creatures that can do this type of thing, because that's what they would do. They wouldn't just run at you, they would hunt you because they're creatures. So they're gonna jump onto large creatures as well, which is kind of crazy. They could just go ahead and probably attack a Giga, I would say. They're gonna latch onto the creature's back, which is super cool. One thing I was thinking about is if you're riding on like your Rex or something and one of these latches on, how can the Rex kill it if it's on its back somewhere? Like the Rex can't, you know, it can't turn its head to bite it off of its back or anything. So it might be the case where if you have a couple of these latched onto your creature, they're gonna obviously be doing a ton of damage to it, because I mean, it just kind of seems that way. But yeah, it just, I would think that maybe the rider would have to hop off and then like shoot or like stab or something, get these creatures off of the Rex, because you're not going to be able to get, like, the Rex isn't going to be able to turn its neck and like pull something off of its butt, you know. That's just not how it works. But yeah, that's just a really cool mechanic, because I do believe that like most raptors and stuff like that would actually kind of latch onto larger creatures, but we've never actually had a creature that's done this before. So it's really interesting. So it's going to be kind of like a Microraptor, except it's going to stay on your creature. You know, it's not going to target you. At least it doesn't seem that way. So yeah, like it says right here that they latch on with sickle, sharp claws, and then they start to feed while the victim is still, well, I guess before the victim is even dead. So like while it's still alive, that makes me kind of think that they're going to do some sort of bleed or something like that. Maybe even some sort of new effect. Rather than just like straight up biting, they might actually like tear into the creature and start to actually eat it or whatever. Maybe draining its health like super quick. I would really like to see if like multiple of these could hop onto the same creature. That would be crazy to see like a pack of these take down a Giga, or maybe like a Bronto or something. But yeah, so it will also go for carcasses, it says, and the way of getting one of these is going to be crazy. So you have to essentially steal eggs. This is going to be the first for an actual dinosaur in the game, where we're going to have nests around the world somewhere, probably in trees, I would say, because they're not going to build their nest on the ground if they can hop up into trees or onto cliffs or whatever. But yeah, you gotta like steal their eggs. So that is a mechanic that I think we need more of in the game, because we have, what is it right now? We have the frickin' wyverns and rock drakes, and that's it. Like, those are the only creatures that we can steal their eggs. So like, how are the other creatures there, you know? I think it's a really cool mechanic, and I'd love to see more of that in the game. But yeah, it basically goes on to say that they're not tameable. You have to get them that way, because obviously, like, they're just, it says something like, where is it again? So yeah, it just says that it would probably jump onto its would-be master if you tried to tame it. So I don't know, you might be able to knock them out and somewhat tame them, and then they just attack you. I don't know if that could be a thing, but we'll see. But yeah, so egg stealing on these guys, that's gonna be really cool. What do you guys think of this? It's kind of interesting, because I had a conversation with the mod dev for the Arc Editions mod, and his mod is sponsored, and he has one of these in it. Now, it's a bigger creature, it's like the same size as a raptor, but it's rideable as well. I do not believe that this is going to be rideable. I just don't think it is. It would be cool if it was, but I really don't think it's going to be. But I had a discussion with him, and I was saying, like, do you know anything about this? Like, is this your creature? And he's like, no, I know nothing about it. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. So, seeing as his mod is sponsored, and there's some really cool stuff in his mod, like the Brachy, as most people will know. Seeing as his mod is sponsored, I was thinking, okay, it's not going to be the Dino... I can't even remember how to pronounce it. I'm just going to call it the Dino. I was thinking, oh, it's not going to be that, because, you know, his mod's sponsored, and he knows nothing about this, and all that good stuff. But, yeah, it turns out that it actually is this creature, so that makes me a little bit worried for the rest of his mod, if that's ever going to come into official, or if Wildcard's just going to be like, we don't like this, we're going to just redo it our way. I do think that this is superior to his creature. It just looks a little bit better. I do like his creature as well, but this is... I think this looks a lot better. It's a lot more interesting with the way that you get them and everything like that, and the latching mechanic. His creature actually does have a latching mechanic as well, but I don't know. This is probably going to be a little bit better than that. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, because a lot of people were saying, oh, it's gonna be this guy right here, and I was thinking, nah, it's not gonna be, no, and I was completely wrong. It completely is. So that's crazy. That really is crazy. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, I just thought I'd throw out this quick video. So if you have enjoyed it, hit the like button and everything else, and thanks for 500k. We hit that recently. And yeah, adios.